Okay, everybody, good afternoon. Hope you guys enjoyed the show with Brandon of the Hawk's Nest. If you didn't catch it live, try to catch the VOD. Me and him talked it up about this upcoming Washington game, talked a little bit about the trade deadline. So check it all out. And yeah, we got a rooting guide to get to now, though. Time for the rooting guide. We're going to talk a little bit about these upcoming games that don't involve the Seahawks and what the Seahawks might want to happen. Let's get into it, starting with tonight's game, Thursday night. Ravens going to the Dolphins. Now, we know the Rams have beaten the Ravens. The Rams have beaten the Ravens. So if the Ravens have a second half season surge, that is a win that could help the Rams win some tiebreakers. It's unlikely, but it's possible. So for that reason, we want the Ravens to lose. Now, I also think there's an argument to be made that we want the Ravens to be trade deadline sellers, so we want them to lose there as well. So I say we want the Dolphins to win. Back in 60. All right, guys, let's take a minute so I can tell you about Sleeper, a one-stop shop for all your sports needs. You can celebrate and chat on sports games in real time with other users. You can get the fastest scores, blazing fast sports news and sports alerts right at your fingertips. And of course, you can use Sleeper to play in fantasy leagues and win real money on picks contests. This is the way sports were meant to be enjoyed together. So download Sleeper today. Use promo code SBN to get up to a $100 match on your first deposit. And you can pair that with another promo they have right now where you can get a $20 entry free with no deposit required. So get both of those things going. Terms and conditions apply. See Sleeper's terms of use for details. Currently operational in over 25 states and growing. So check out Sleeper today. Get to it and go have some fun with sports this year. Okay, so that's Thursday night. That's tonight's game. Going to Sunday now. Obviously, we don't need to talk about the Seahawks game. Bears Bengals. Now, I think that AFC over NFC rules supreme here because the Bears, that's a dangerous team to me. Some things could start clicking for them, and suddenly they're a playoff team or a playoff contender. They're 4-3 right now. They've shown signs of being a good team. I think that they are a threat. And if they can win a game like this one on the road against a flawed but not terrible team, that is a win that we might look back at the end of the year and go, that was a moment where they really turned it around. So even though I want the Bengals to become trade deadline sellers and losing this game would help, I think that ultimately you want the Bengals to win and push the Bears down. Again, there's no guarantee we even want anything on that Bengals team. Vikings Lions. So this one's interesting. This is one of those interesting ones, right? Where you have a Lions team that pretty clearly looks good, pretty clearly looks like a playoff team, and is probably a wild card contender. So the Vikings, they've got a lot of talent on that team. I don't want to completely count them out, even though they haven't looked good so far this year. It's interesting, right? This one's tricky. This one's hard. I think that there's an argument to be made that you want the Lions to lose because they're more of a contender, but the Vikings winning this game muddies the waters a little bit because at that point you'd probably have to say, well, the Vikings are kind of a contender now to at least be a playoff team, and you don't want too many teams getting involved because that's how you get left out by some awkward tie-breaking scenario. So maybe you just want to accept, hey, the Lions are going to be a playoff team. They're going to have a good record. They're going to probably at this point be a wild card. Maybe, maybe not. But regardless, maybe you just want to say, look, the Lions are going to make it. They may as well win a bunch of games. And let's push the Vikings out of it. So I actually kind of want the Lions to win, but I could see arguments either way. You can make an argument that, hey, the Vikings are going to get out of it later, but I'm not so convinced of that. Panthers versus Packers, similar argument, right? Yeah, the Packers are clearly good. They're clearly a team that is going to be in contention for some kind of a not just playoff berth, not just division title, but maybe the 1 seed. But that might be something we just need to kind of shrug our shoulders about and accept. Whereas the Panthers could go one way or the other. They're not out of it yet. If they get involved in the playoff picture, that makes things more crowded. That might be a bigger problem than chasing the Packers. Now, I think we still, in this case, because the Packers are more likely to win their division, I still think we want the Panthers to win, but it's tight. And that's definitely something that could come back and bite you later if the Panthers end up getting involved in the wild card race. We don't need that either. Chargers, Titans. I mean, we play the Titans this week or this year. So therefore, I guess we want them to win for strength of schedule stuff and strength of victory, hopefully. But at the same time, I don't want anything getting in the way of the Titans trading Kevin Zeitler. I don't think it's going to matter, though. Like, even if they win this game somehow, which is very unlikely, I got to believe they're still aware of the fact that that's a team that needs to sell at the deadline. So may as well root for the Titans, I guess. Falcons, Patriots. Normally, this would be a no-brainer. We root for the AFC to beat the NFC. And I'm not saying there isn't some benefit to the Patriots beating the Falcons, but the Falcons draft pick that they're sending over to the Rams this season is in dangerous. It's in dangerous territory here, guys. This could turn into a disaster real quick. If the Rams get some kind of a top 10 pick, that's a complete mess. Now, I know some people are going to say, well, the quarterback class has kind of crashed and burned this year, and you're right. Like, don't get me wrong. At least the Rams don't look like they're going to be able to get some top of the line franchise quarterback with that pick. But I still say that we need to be wary of them getting a blue chipper there. So I want the Falcons to win. It's not all bad if they don't, but I think that's actually more important than the Falcons being a little bit more of a threat. 49ers versus Giants. I don't think I need to say anything here. Pretty easy. Even if the Giants win, they should still be looking at the trade deadline the same way. I don't think it's going to change anything. So yeah, we want the Giants to win. And it seems like it's on the table with all these Niners injuries. I don't know if Purdy's playing or not. I don't know if anybody knows. But it doesn't seem that unreasonable. And the 49ers on that MetLife turf, I don't look forward to that. I'll say that much. Like that team that injury prone on that turf, that could be a big problem. Okay, Colts, Steelers. Like I said, we beat the Steelers this year. So we kind of want them to win every game. That could be a strength of victory and strength of schedule winner. We do also play the Colts this year, though. So if we beat them, I guess it doesn't really matter, but we haven't beaten them yet. So I don't think there's any reason to do anything other than hope the Steelers win. Broncos versus Texans. I mean, we beat the Texans. So did the Rams, but we know the Niners didn't. So that could become important in a tie-breaking scenario. So I guess we just want the Texans to win for that reason. Just the strength of victory, strength of schedule stuff, I guess. Unless there's somebody on that Texans team you really want to trade for and you're hoping they lose so they consider becoming sellers at the deadline. But I don't think they're going to anyway, so whatever. So yeah, I would say we want the Texans to win. That takes us to the end of the morning slate. Not a bad slate of games. Some decent things to root for there. Let's go to the afternoon, which is a short slate, only 3 games. We got the Jaguars playing the Raiders, which, I mean, we beat the Jaguars, so I guess that's about it. As long as Jacksonville is a team that we have beaten, that other teams, I mean, we already know the Rams have beaten them, but the Niners didn't. The Cardinals haven't played them yet, so may as well. And if the Raiders lose, they're more likely to sell at the deadline, which, I mean, hey, that could be good, or it could be bad. Like, what if they trade Max Crosby to a NFC team? That's not great. But a lot of people want Jackson Powers Johnson, and the Raiders losing makes that more likely, so we go with that. Saints Rams, pretty obvious what we want here as well. There's not much to say. It would take a lot, right? We're asking a lot here, but if the Saints want to help us out, sure would appreciate it. So, yeah, there's not much to say there. Rams are probably not going to go away anytime soon. The whole division has a pretty easy schedule, right? We've talked a lot about how the Seahawks have a pretty easy schedule. That applies to the Rams, the Niners, the Cardinals as well. So they're not going to have a ton of games that are super challenging. Chiefs versus Bills. I don't think there's much here. I can't think of an angle. We don't play either of these teams this year. Both AFC teams. Root for whoever you want to root for, I guess. I don't know. I got nothing here. And Monday night, Cardinals, Cowboys. I think the Cardinals are pretty well out of it regardless. I'm not worried about the Cardinals having a second half of season surge, really. Maybe I should be because all their losses have been so competitive, but I'm not. I'll say that, and if it comes back and bites me later, then oh well. I think I'd rather them win this game because the Cowboys remain lingering. But if you push them to 3-5-1 with games against teams like the Chiefs coming up, that probably takes them out of it. And yeah, I think we actually want the Cardinals to win this week. Just a feeling. Hopefully I don't end up regretting it later, but I think that's what we want. And that'll do it for the rooting guide. Hope everybody has a good rest of your day. Probably another video coming later. I'm not sure. Hopefully the Seahawks do. Well, there will definitely be at least one more video coming later because of the injury report. I don't know about anything beyond that. We'll see. See you guys later. Go Hawks. Everybody have a good rest of your day. And see you soon.